No, I never wait, bro. Okay, well, this is a good time to start my little audio thing here. This is a good sound for ESO, by the way. Just kidding. Okay, so I figured I'd make a little recap of my, I guess, time played on ESO. Because, yeah, I'm not going to be playing anymore, at least until, like, 2026. When the next expansion comes in June. I am on Xbox here, NA. And, you know, I don't really like the direction everything's going, and the subclassing is weird. So I figured I would just go over my kind of characters and my builds. And, you know, make a little timestamp in time or something. I don't know. Because a lot of these builds, for me, I feel like are going to be out of date. I'm going to have to change pretty much everything due to subclassing, making everything optimal. So I just kind of want to put these builds out here and at least look back on them or something. I don't really know what I'm doing. But anyways, yeah, I'm streaming this, but I'm also going to condense it into like a YouTube video in the future. So bear with me if there's some delays. But yeah, my name is Thorax. I play this game. I play it way too much, unfortunately. No, I'm not on the PTS. This is on an Xbox, so I have 12 characters, and I have 29 builds over all of them. I PvP, and I pretty much do everything in the game. I always try to min-max things towards the end game, but I also try to like add my own flavor. I've done high parses and stuff like that. I have a lot of content clears, so I have a pretty decent idea as to like how things work, PVE and PvP wise. So yeah, I just want to like put this out here, and if people want to check this out and like look at these builds for reference and see some of my secrets or something, then they can like see what's up. I'm gonna try to be brief, but also go over everything that the build needs, and just kind of maybe I'll showcase a little combat here and there just to see how it looks. Otherwise, there's 29 builds in total, and I don't want this video / stream to be too long. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered like what I'm doing here, stuff like that. So yeah, just a little more history. This is my main character. The Nightblade is my first character. It's a Dark Elf, always has been. I've only played one character for about 3 years in this game. I was never gonna make other characters. Man, look at all this crap. I highly recommend making some characters because this game will get very boring and you get more good rewards. But anyways, let's just jump into it. And we're gonna go right to my house just to look at the build. Stuff. I haven't been on in probably 2 months, so there's probably quite a bit of mail or notifications I have not gone through. I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to get to the meat and potatoes of this. So this is the Nightblade. I have 4 different builds on the Nightblade. Just the way I do it as well is I have all my gear on each character, and I have more than enough inventory slots to like swap between them at any given point. We'll just go to top to bottom here. I'm gonna equip every build. So this is my one-shot gank build. So I actually have a YouTube video on this. It's not as good because they nerfed Tarnished Nightmare, but whatever. It's still like all you hear in PvP. So basically the combo is just making sure that you have race against time up, shadowy skies, you're gonna heavy attack, and then do your concealed weapon or in cap, and then sap essence to finish them because they're always gonna dodge roll. You cannot dodge roll magical AoEs. So here's the CP. The green CP, I'm not gonna say this every time, that's always what you want. Personal preference. The blue and red are just my things of what I found was most useful. We're gonna at least go through the trades so I can show everyone what's up. It's pretty straightforward with this one. You're just one-shotting people. So I'll just quickly explain why I use Ash and Grip. There is no proc cooldown. This is an instant damage. Whereas if you have something like Flame Blossom or Alurion's Legacy, there's a 1 second delay of when it procs. So this is more instant. Obviously the tooltip's not as going to be as juicy, but it really does fine. You'd rather have things proc instantly rather than a little delay, because the more skilled player is going to know what's up. Yeah, all you do is just like sneak around, kill things. Cyrodiil, it's pretty easy. Okay, so this is the next build. This is 128k on the dummy. It's very straightforward. Spam Nightblade. Yeah. Some CP. So no Arca might be better than Aegis Caller, or sorry, than Reliquin. Because Reliquin got some stuff nerfed, so that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's pretty fun in content. Like, it's just your straightforward two-handed Maelstrom dual wield front bar. Like, everyone knows what's going on with that. So this is my like more 1vx kind of Nightblade. You'd run the... So pretty much every PvP build I have is gonna have this. So before you like wonder, it's always gonna be Jewels and Misrule or Zaga's. Jewels or Misrule is the exact same food. The health recovery is not a big deal. You don't need to spend the money if you don't have it. So this is just something I made up. It works pretty good. So we're using the Dazing Soul. Major Vitality is OP in PvP. This is our spammable, or no, this is our stun, sorry. So I like the hard cast stuns over like Fear, or I can't even think of the other thing right now, but yeah, if you can do a hard cast stun, go for it. And like, I like the Major Vitality because that we get minor mending, Major Vitality, back bar heals. For a duel, you take off race against time for every duel. On every PvP, just put on something, another heal, siphoning strikes or something, leeching strikes. Yeah, like the Black Rose, it's pretty easy to proc as long as you keep your Deadly Cloak, so you're pretty tanky in PvP. Gourmands, it's slightly better than Order's Wrath. If you don't want to farm this, just get Order's Wrath. It doesn't really matter. It's just a slightly more crit damage or something, and then it's less crit chance. But I'm pretty sure I'm sitting at like, when I'm buff, it's like 47 or something. So that's pretty good. Like, if you got a 50% chance to hit any game, I feel like that's 44%. I'll take it. So yeah, this is like my 1vx kind of build for duels. In cap, spectacle, combo, do whatever. Get your buffs up. Pretty fun. So this is more of a, so I have a lot of niche builds as well. Things that are not optimal whatsoever. They are probably gonna push 90k max, but that's pretty much all you need, honestly. Like, we don't need to be hitting 130k on every single thing. We can be 90k. So this is basically just a Magicka Vampire build for Nightblade. We're just using Drencies because it's really good AoE. Has like a AoE effect that spawns. It's like a blood looking thing. So aesthetics. So we're using Master Architect because we get like 30 seconds of the Major Slayer when we use our Vampire ult. Because that's what we're doing. It's just for shits and Vampire. We're doing Magicka. Nightblade. So if you're looking for like a cool Vampire build, like 95k or so on the dummy. Obviously, I'm using the Shimmering Frenzy, which people call cheese on the dummy. That's fine. I don't care. A lot of these things, I'm just for things that I'm playing, whether it's by myself or doing like normal dungeons. If I really need a sweaty build, I will go on to another character, whatever, swap the build. But yeah, like this is just purely for the vampire people. It's like our spammable blood for blood. We're using a lot of health. That's why we have to order on it, in case you're wondering. So yep. That's I've done a bunch of other stuff with the Nightblade, but that's kind of where I'm sitting at now. They're all pretty fun. I think I need to look at the CP for this so people can see. I'm gonna go over the PvP traits real quick too. My bad. I'm kind of out of order here. I'm kind of just impromptu doing this, so don't worry about it. So the debate on Impen versus Divines in PvP. I think that if you're running something like the blue CP with a crit resist and like maybe one Impen, you're good. Because I've tested it with 7 Divines, 7 Impen. I see no difference. I like bunch of hours, so if you really want to go into it, you can do some testing yourself, but I personally think you can just run whatever you want. If you've ever wondered that, because I was running 6 Divines on that PvP, guys, so. Okay, so this is the Arcanist. We got some Ermac rippage going on. So let me just head to the house here. Maybe in the YouTube video I will edit all this out. But that's a lot of editing. So I don't know. So yeah. We'll start with my first one. This was the very first build I came out with the Arcanist. Everyone was doing the DPS when it came out, but I was like, I'm gonna make a stamina healer because it's never really viable. But now it's with Arcanist it really is. So our food here is going to be the max health, max stamina, Serpent, Mundus. Because you need that stamina recovery. And then we're gonna do Resto and then bow on back instead of normally you'd have ice staff. And then it's just like regular healing sets. Like this is normally for 4-man, so I run PA and SBA. So the thing here is Why have my traits like this? I have medium armor. So, like, I'm casting a lot of stamina skills here. So, obviously, I want to try to be at least 5 medium. Help with the cost reduction. The reason why I have the tri stats on the jewelry and my attributes, well, I don't have any more health. So the way that the Chakram of Destiny, it scales off your health. So you can get about 13k tooltip on the damage shield here if you have around 30k health. So that's why I try to stack a little more into health. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to have those traits on the jewelry. This is what I have. We got the stamina AoE, healing beam. So we do have some magicka skills. If you're gonna play this, you have to be kind of, you can't be spamming combat prayer too much. You can't be, make sure you don't overcast this one or your orb. Obviously, you need to do this 10 seconds, but you don't have a shit ton of magickas, so I have a little built in there. Just make sure to do a heavy attack once in a while. It's no big deal. You're gonna be able to keep up everything. I've healed through vet trials, vet hard mode DLC dungeons. You know, it does the same kind of shit as the magicka version of the healer. It's like arrow barrage access your wall of elements. You can practice your crusher enchant. There's no brittle, obviously. I mean, you can put the frost enchant on the bow if you want to get some brittle. Normally the tank can do that now. It's pretty easy. Like echoing vigor for PA. You get a lot of the good buffs. Venom arrow is your crushing shock, so you're able to do interrupt still. And like just being a healer on a Arcanist is fun in itself. The shield is really cool. So yeah, this is just something that I made up. Balder, you can swap that out for the monster save, doesn't matter. So yeah, the stamina healer for Arcanist. So this is the DPS for Arcanist. Everyone has this shit. I don't have to go over this. You run Azurblight, you run Deadly, Null Arca, and then like Velothi. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain it. It's so boring. No one cares. So we'll go over to the PvP, like the more 1vx kind of thing. You see a lot of this. Like, it is what it is. It's a cheese Arcanist. I can't remember the names of this shit. So yeah, normally I think I would run Zon for the Ultra Cheese. So you got Masters, Batishram, then Zon. It's like the healing is a little trickier on the Arcanist. You want to try to just be bursting up with the Impervious Rune Ward. Make sure you have 3 Crux, yada yada, to stack your dots. And hope for the decent. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. It's an Arcanist. There's probably some better sets, but all I've really done in the past is put Saint Seducer on it. You know, another thing too, if you're dueling, you can always just put on Sea Serpent Coil instead of Saint Seducer, and you're going to do a little better in those. Yeah, like Orzogas. Yeah. Everyone has the PVE Arcanist, so I don't really need to explain that. Gerences and Arca is a good set. Maelstrom. Okay, so we're going on to the Magicka Dragonite now. We got the Dark Elf. We got 2 builds on here. I claimed something that's not good. Didn't want to claim anything. Now Zoss thinks I'm playing this game. I'm not trying to give them that impression. So yeah, this one is more of a niche for the PvE. Basically, if you like fire, then this is gonna be a cool build for you if you're interested. So this is the PvP version. I'm just using Oak Father, Pyrebrand. Yeah, it's just like Vadishram. Pretty standard stuff. You put on Satan Seducer, take off Sea Serpent Coil when you're doing content, because no one likes the snare. Just have another dot on there, because let's have some dots, why not? So basically, you're just gonna like do a big burst of your whip. Your Oblivion is your spammable. You know, keep your heals up. Just do DK things. It works pretty good though. Or Zoga's Bear Haunch. Around 31k health. Pretty much all of my PvP builds, except for like the Bag Sword, that's a little lower, and the Darkness just showed you. They pretty much all have around 31, 32k health. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I forget what the traits are on these. Thing with DK, I think this is applicable to the Templar as well. I prefer the reduced cost over the magical recovery enchantment, because the skills on DK are a lot higher. Like coagulating blood costs a lot, so you're gonna get more sustain out of putting these enchants over recovery. That's just my opinion. Poison damage enchant proc the burning poison passive. Okay, we'll go to the next build on the DK. So this is just fire, just straight up fire. We got Rune Carver, we got Flame Blossom, Zon, like double Inferno Staff. It only hits about 85k on the dummy, so it's not like super crazy. But if you like being a fire person, then it doesn't matter. And literally, listen, a lot of these themed builds I have, the skills are just like not optimal, okay? Like there could be a much better setup. I don't have Barb Trap on here. Whatever, so don't pay any mind to that. This is just flavor shit that I want. Okay, I wanted let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10 abilities, and they all do fire damage. So like I have a problem. But yeah, it's about 85k. It's pretty fun. It shoots fire out everywhere, like that's all I need to say. I know I said I would do some testing, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna actually like go fight anything, because you don't really need to. Okay, this is not that cool. Okay, so we got another Mortal Kombat drip. It is Reptile, and this is the Red Guard Dragon Knight. So Steve's showing wandering his life on the waterfront. Same. See, as soon as I log in, there's people questioning my. They're like, "Why are you playing this game?" It's like, well, because I had the need to do this, I guess. So yeah, we got 3 builds going on here. So way back when, this guy was a Breton, and I made a Dragon Knight healer because no one had them. So I was like, I'm gonna make it, because why not? And this is basically the same basic bread and butter shit. We got Spell Power Cure, PA, Spalder. Monster says you want to take that Spalder. You know, just the ultimate and basic healer stuff going on. So DK healer, a lot of people will shit on it. It's pretty good, especially if you have a non-DK tank, because you can run Stone Giant, you can help with the stagger buffs, Thunderstorm, very strong, AoE hot, like the strongest in the game. I mean, yeah, igneous weapons, decent buff, minor brutality, like, it's not bad. You don't need to have a warden healer or nightblade to be viable. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, this was, like I said, this was a Breton. It's a Redguard now. So that is the complete dog race for a healer. It's not what you want, because it's not really helping me in any way, but I can still heal any vet DLC hard mode, like trial on vet, probably on hard mode. It doesn't matter, because there's some things that I still benefit from. Like Redguard gives me more stamina, so Stone Giant is a lot easier for me to keep up. Echoing Vigor, stuff like that, dodge rolling. So it's just like Breton is optimal, okay? That's all I'll say. But you know, you can play off meta and still get shit done. It doesn't matter. This is the PvP, more or less 1vx kind of stand DK. So this is where the Redguard is a little more useful, because PvP. So we're running Dragon's Appetite again. And we're procking Essence Thief on the back, Blood Spawn because Leap. So this one, there's probably better mythics, Saint Seducer. I went with consistency here, because like I really just turned off any crits for this build, so I'm basically just like flat damage. So you know, it works. I get really good kills and BGs, open world, whatever. But that's just my thinking with Malakath. It's not optimal. There's some PvP builds that I'm not stage 3 vampire either. I kind of opted out of that decision making because I feel like it's not as good. I'm sure it is still better to have stage 3, but if you're seeing the lack of vampire, that's why. So yeah. No ice staff on the back either is like, could be a sus. But I mean, you don't run a staff on a stand DK. You just don't. You run Soren board like a true DK. That's all I'll say about that. Swift is also like questionable choice. Whenever you do have the slots, you want to try to run Gallant Chain. You can get it on Silver High or something like that from a quest. Google it. You get it for free for spending like 20 minutes or do whatever doing the quest. But yeah, it's gonna give you the 1-piece bonus. You can also craft Druid's Braid or whatever, but it's less health if you really want to be sweaty. Okay, we'll go to the PVE for the Stam DK. So this is using the new set, Noxious Boulder. So it does a cool... Wow. Okay, so yeah. This is a like low 80k parse on the trial dummy. We're using some wacky skills because like poison, it's kind of hard to make work, but I think it's best on a DK. There's not really a shit ton of poison skills in the game, so I did have to use a Scribe Venomous Vault. It's not that bad, you just have to like watch the positioning. It's like a nice AoE dot, and I put Minor Force so I don't have to run Barb Trap, because I am front bar bow. Like if I'm ranged, I'm not gonna like walk up and set a trap down. Rearming the range trap is an option too, but like Venomous Vault does poison damage, so like I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, we got a lot of poison aesthetic choices here that aren't necessarily meta. I don't recommend using Toxic Barrage. I haven't updated this. This should just be like Dawnbreaker, because it's really just a shitty ultimate. Even if you want that poison flavor, it's just not good. Then there's just the maelstrom on the back bar. And we got Veladreth because it just shoots out. Technically, it's disease damage. Don't tell anyone. I'm sorry. The Widowmaker. I think this is the best for DPS output out of all of the poison sets. Like there's Poisonous Serpent, there's Scavenging Demise, there's Hunter, something like that. There's a couple, and I've kind of assumed that this was the best, just doing some math. And then we got Noxious Boulder. This is from the Cluza, a new dungeon, day 45. It does require a heavy attack to proc, which is really bad. And it's a 20-second cooldown, which is really bad. So this is not the optimal set for poison. But like I'm being a reptile right now, so I'm trying to roleplay. As you see, like he makes balls, like all of the balls. So, and then the other balls. Oops, there's one. There's the other balls that come. Holy there's a lot of balls. Okay. So yeah, if you play Mortal Kombat, you know Reptile throws the balls out. If you don't know that, you gotta link up, play some Mortal Kombat. So yeah, we got the Emperor Drip. This is the Sork, High Elf, all Magicka. Of course, we got the heavy attack build on here. I'm not really gonna go through that because everyone's got that. This is where this guy chills, by the way. This is like always channeling that lightning energy. Okay, so yes, and all of my build names are roleplay as F. You know, like that's what happens when you're a nerd. You want everything to look cool. So here we are. So yeah, this is my newest build. I changed this for update 45 because they nerfed Way of Fire. It was Way of Fire, Wretched Vitality, Mighty Chudan. But I switched it up a bit. We put on Crafty now. We put on this Ancient Grace. No monster set. When the Death Dealers is procced all the way, it's at 64,000 Magicka for the max stat. So like, if you want a big pool, there you go. And that's with using the Bewitched Sugar Skulls, or no, sorry, the first hitch in the stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just use Artam, because I don't really need the stam. So yeah, they changed the Hardened Ward. Obviously, you're not getting as big of a heal. Is there even a heal? Okay. I thought they took the heal off. See, I don't know why they... Oh no, they are in update 46. Yeah, see, I'm still in update 45, so that's why I'm being a little bit silly. So yeah, we got the Scribing Shocking Skull, or Soul. It's basically where I get my Major Breach. Then we have the Class Mastery Affix, because nothing else is really that good. I prefer this over Force Pulse or Crushing Shock. Sometimes the auto interrupt isn't that great because it's going to fuck up your burst. So that's just where my head's at with that. And yeah, there's like no other benefit. Like the Major Breach is the main reason as well, because I don't want to run Eliseth. So that's one way of getting around that. Inner Light, you know, that's just on there for the memes to get that 64k. Haunting Curse. Ideally, you'd want this on the front bar, but like, it's fine. You can proc it on the back bar and keep your rotation going. Because normally you'd have Hardened Ward up there, but I feel like Hardened Ward is better on the front bar. It's going to be probably needed on the front bar when they take the heal away. So yeah, that's the PvP Sork. You know, everyone knows what a Sork does. This is the heavy attack. There's red there because I haven't updated, but this is Noble Duelist. That's what I have there. Because that's what you should put, because that's the set. And this is just another niche build. This is like a lightning build. As much lightning as possible. Kind of like the Dragonite Fire build and the Poison build. We're using the Infinite Archive thing. No one really uses it. Double lightning staff. The crit was a little low. I put the kilt on. Probably don't need it though. I need a little more crit. This is probably around 88k. I think that's the highest I've seen this one do. It is very good though. You don't really need 130k on every build, like I said. I have some clips of this build doing work. But yeah, it's just a lot of lightning. Just trying to do all the lightning damage in the world. Okay, so we got Thanos here. This is the Stamp Sork.
Well.
Oh boy. What are you doing in this game? Don't do it. I mean, if you are having fun with this game, then go for it. So yeah, don't let me rain on your parade. But I'm simply just showing off my builds, because I feel a lot of them are obsolete once this update comes. Okay, so yes, I tried to make the Thanos. Got going on Space Stone. So this is just like my shits and giggles kind of PvP build. It's not for duels. It's not super high damage. It does get kills, and I got some good clips, but it's like it's double bow. So like it's not the top tier damage. But we're basically just being like fast AF. I'm always running. Obviously you cannot sprint with this, so maybe I'm shit talking, but you're fast enough even without the being able to sprint, because we have major, minor, expedition. I am an orc, that doesn't matter. But Engine Guardian, it spawns the thing and then they attack it instead of you. It's super annoying, so that's what you want to do, is be annoying. This is the run around build. This is the, you never stop running. No one will ever catch you. As soon as you are cornered, you turn around and burn. Put a streak down. You gotta learn to weave with power overload, because it's crazy. You're gonna like 2-tap people. Yeah, you're just sitting from afar, being very annoying, spamming focus aim, putting the auto execute up, you know, running away when you kill them or from people. It's very fun. Try it out or don't. So this is the pet build I have. This is like a 5 pet build. So if you like pet builds, I would recommend this. It is double dual wield. The Badishran, which is not really used much, and Black Rose, somewhat of a common back bar. Reliquin is probably not as good anymore on this either, but it is what it is. It's I heard the 2 and 3 piece, or the whatever, the 5 and 4 change that they did is a little better for content anyways, so. But yeah, basically you just spawn all the pets. The highest parse I've ever got with this is 128, but that was a little while ago. The last one I did a couple months ago was 115, so it's still pretty optimal in terms of the damage. And you know, it's something a little different because we're doing double dual wield. The Batishram is very nice in content because you get the auto interrupt. So it's like you're running an AoE interrupt, which is very nice. You never have to worry about those bash mechanics and content too much if you're paying attention. You literally just throw a knife and it'll interrupt. But yeah, pretty fun build. You get all the pets as well. Like you can't cry, so you can't see the boss. That's the build for you. Okay. So we got some Diablo drip going on a little bit, an ode to Diablo. This is my Templar Argonian, the holiest of holies. And of course, he is in the church, so, I mean, this is what happens. So I don't know what number we're at with builds, but we're probably like 15, we're probably about halfway, so. Spear of Smiting, so this is the PvP. This is just for 1vx, same old same, like I said before. You can put on Sea Servant Coil for duel, take off, race against time. We got Healing Soul, Scribing, Class Mastery, Major Vitality, like just really OP on the Templar. You're going to have Minor Mending from class passive, Major Vitality. If you want to be even crazy, you can like opt out of this skill, put a Resto on, heavy attack for Major Mending as well. You just sit in your thing all day, heal up. So I got a little, this is a Magflar, this is Magicka, but I have the Stam Circle and I have the Stam Scale. I'm like, why am I doing this? What's the thinking? So, I need Major Brutality and Major Sorcery. I don't want to run Degen. I'm not trying to run Spell Power pots because it's a waste. I want Armor pots or Tripods. So, this is like what I've done here. The idea is not to spam your spammable. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a lot of burst with Templar and their timing. So you really only need to use Biting Jabs 1 or 2 times when you need to, and then switch to your beam. Like that's it. Rallying Cry, just tanky. Shattered Fate, we're only doing the 5-piece for that AK. Alloys, like this is probably not optimal. You could probably do another monster set. I don't know. Like I just Valorg for big crescent sweeps. Yeah, reduced magic costs. I mainly had that because the Templar skills are a little more expensive as well. Some CPs. It's like we're sitting at around 30k health. There's nothing crazy there. These are just to make sure everything's up to point. Okay, we got the PVE. Just your very standard. I mean, Bashai, there's probably better choices. This is more of like my glass cannon kind of setup because I am a vampire. Try to be stage 2 at least. Actually, stage 2 doesn't matter. You can be stage 1. But yeah, we're basically just doing the big beams here. Maxing out on Bashai, making sure our stats are like 30% at all times. Like this is primarily for like when you're doing 3 DPS 1 tank, because you're gonna keep yourself alive pretty easily, especially if you put on like the rune focus. You want the healing execute because it's just really good. You don't need the extra damage. Moore's Whispers. I'm not trying to tell you to go get all the Mages Guild books. This is just, I feel like this is best for burst. You can also put on the Thracian Stranglers if you want to also be a super glass cannon. That really works good with this as well. You're just gonna end up with like under 20k health. Like when I am just chilling now, I think I have like 23. Yeah, the Stranglers are good too, and you can also run the Velothi necklace if you like, but that's up to you. I'm not even looking at that. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we got the Wonder Woman, who's pretty much mainly a Stamplar. We got the first tank coming up. Get me out of the rift. Okay, so yeah, this is a Nord. This is the PvP. This is very easy because none of this matters. Don't even look at it. The trait, whatever, in pen. Tri-stat glyph. I am wearing this, so nothing else matters because it disables all other items and bonuses. If you don't know, put this on a Templar or DK is very good. You don't need to have sets. You can just play the game. It's obviously it's not as much damage. You are like losing out a bit of damage because you don't get sets. But it's pretty easy to just pick up and play like this if you're like not trying to make a time investment of PvP. I would recommend these skills though. But compared to my other PvPs, it's not as like DPS, like high burst. So you're gonna have to like not focus the sweaties because you're gonna just you can heal. That's fine. You can heal all day. We have the same scribing as the last Templar. But yeah. The Mythic is just like slap it on and play kind of thing. Then we got the first tank here. Yeah. Astronaut Mundus, like what you gotta have. PVE tank works for dungeons and trials. A lot of the gear on your tank is going to be dependent on what you're doing. So this is just what I have on it currently. Doesn't really matter. But the Templar tank, you don't see a lot of them, so you will have to run a scribing skill for a pull or a silver reach. Yeah, I haven't updated this and put scribing on it yet. This is my burst heal. You probably want Breath of Life, but this is just as good, and you give everyone minor expedition. So try to be a cool person and make people faster. It's people like to be faster. This is basically like a big damage shield tank as well, because like I can constantly have a full damage shield with either Radiant Ward or the Reviving Barrier. We are running the sack seals, so you don't need Warhorn. Your main source of major force is the barrier, so almost like something a tank Arcanist would do. You're just shitting out a lot of damage shields for the group. There's a group buff there. You also get minor sorcery with your purifying light, and it's like a heal. Get this down, you're never gonna die. Templar tank. Because like playing a DK tank is kind of boring. If you're gonna be like a beginner, then go for a DK tank, stuff like that. But you'll see that I've done a lot of off-meta things because it's just how I roll. I don't like to have the same thing everyone else does, but at the same time, I like to be like competitive where I need to be because math is math. And yeah, you gotta go where the math is. So this is the Warden. We're jumping into Warden territory. This is my Magicka Warden for PvP. I have a video on YouTube about it. This is like everyone's wearing the same shit on a Warden. Like mechanical acuity is really good. There's probably better choices in rallying, maybe like Wretched Vitality. Nunatuk is not that good, but don't look at it with like some, like just look at it weirdly because it's not that great, okay? It's just like for some ice flex, you know, like the random chance, the low chance that you can get major brittle to be like useful in that 4 or so seconds. I'm sure it's very useful, but it's not like, it's very easy to walk out of. It's mainly for like PGs and group play. We have one Bloodthirsty. You'll notice too, I'll have like a random Bloodthirsty here and there. I'll have like a Swift. I think the traits on Jewelry and the Flex, so just do what you want to do. It doesn't really matter, or it does, I don't know. This is how I've done on each of my guys, gals, whatever. Okay, here's my minor force. It's also my stun. This is the charm of the class mastery. You're better off having the vampire spammable. The cliff racer isn't that good, but it is what it is. These are all like just basic bread and butter back bar shit. Northern Storm, big damage ult. This is a Khajiit, so I'm like building into crit damage. The mechanical acuity complements that, major force. We also have the Shadow Mundus here, so a little less sustain. Normally you might want to run Astronaut, but heavy attacks do exist, so don't worry about it. This is the bleed build. My bear here, say hello. It's been a good month. So this is another niche themed build. Because I wanted to do a bleed build. So we got Pillar of Nirn. This is just bread and butter. Selene is not bleed damage. I'm sorry, it's physical damage. There is no monster set that does bleed damage. Sue me. Blood Drinker. You know, like there's another bleed set that is also comparable. But this is about 108k on the dummy, on the trial dummy, so it's fine. It's fine. Spirit Mastery, I had never mentioned it. You need to run this. If you don't run this, you need to run this. Unless you're doing no death, perfect the shit. And you're playing PVE, you need to run this. I'm not even gonna explain it. Just do it. So yeah, we got the bleeds. Deep Fissure is not a bleed, I'm sorry. There's only so many bleeds in the game. This Morph 2 also is the shittier version. But it is the one that turns into bleed damage and it heals you. So I'm sacrificing damage by using that. Just keep that in mind. Wild Guardian is a big carry, all huge damage. You need to run it. Yeah, like bleed damage. Bloody Smash, there's a little cast time on it, but you can animation cancel it. I basically use it as my source of Berserk. It's a 20-second dot. So yeah, like I obviously am reaching here because there's not a lot of bleed skills in the game, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so this guy, he says, "Ice to meet you." He hopes that you're chilling. Oh, and yeah, this guy is literally afloat on iceberg. So this is my Imperial Warden. That bleed Warden was stamina, by the way. I'm not sure if you guys seen the enchants or what, but so yeah, this is the tank. Mainly I use this as a healer when I first played this Warden, and then it was changed to a tank. I tank like everything in this. Warden tank is very good. Very, very good. Yeah, I run Spirit Mastery. Well, we have a little bit of audio annoyance there because someone decided to stop recording the audio. Yeah, I run Spirit Mastery on tank as well because people suck ass on this game and you gotta just take charge and res. So that is the play there. There's a lot of this is my double ice staff tank as well. So yeah, just basic shit. Crimson Oath is really nice for 4-man, not so much for trials. Nazare, Turning Tide, basic bread and butter shit. We proc the Crimson on the back bar fairly easily with the Betty Netch. Double ice staff, like you can't get stamina back by heavy attacking. I'm just gonna say this, it's fine. Because you do have the so like the way I get my stamina back is Harmony. You need to just activate synergies, you'll be fine. If you really don't want to play double ice staff, just put on sword and board. I just wanted to do something a little different because I have 3 tanks. And you can also like change the Betty to the stamina one if you are like worried about that. Actually, yeah, that might be the play. Although I think I tested both out and I wanted the magical recovery because I don't have any stamina skills. So like if you're just sitting there block casting or blocking as a tank, you shouldn't tank. You should go do something else because that's not how tanking works. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is the ice DPS for PVE build. We got Perfected Depths, the Red Sail Reef, Frostbite, just the Blackwood set, Ice Heart because it's Ice Heart, and then Maelstrom Ice Staff. So this is another niche build. Hooray! We got all Divines Magicka. I never said this yet, but whenever you have dual wield, it's always charged. That's the meta right now. I don't know about update 46. And usually you want poison and flame, but since you're a warden, you want the frost damage instead because it's just the way the passives work. Just make sure that that's going on. Trying to mention as many of the small fucking minutia as possible. Just to give some context to all these builds. So yeah, this is the... There's not a lot of ice skills in the game either. So I've had to make do and do some scribing shenanigans. So we twirl in a blade here. It's actually pretty good. It's a 10-second dot, and the status effect thing is pretty nice. Quick cloak is just because I want to be fast. This is this bread and butter DPS every warden should have. So this is my spammable. I opt out of like bird, obviously, with racer. Yeah, it's not doing anything special, and the major breach doesn't matter because the tank is doing that, but if you're solo, it's pretty nice. So there you go. The blue Betty is on the front because it doesn't matter. I can't see any reason why I have this on the front as opposed to the Fetcher infection. So worst build ever. The Feral Guardian is just there for the passive. You're not actually using it because you have to double slot it. Yeah, using this because it's a big ice storm, and that's cool as hell. And yeah, you can use Northern Storm too, but I just like Elemental Rage. I feel like it's just not used as much, and it looks cooler. Then we got these ice skills that do ice damage. Yeah, this is the ice. The highest I hit, it was like 84k, but I am an Imperial, so I'm absolutely nothing for Magicka. Like, the cost is still not increasing my damage, so I'm sure it could be like 90k plus if you're a high elf. Yeah. It still hits pretty hard in content. Okay, so now we got the Necromancers. Showing at some old ruins, so you want to teleport. Got the little dwarven sphere. This is my buddy. Okay, so another healer. This one's a little different though. This is generate ultimate build. So we don't have spell power cure. We're not giving major courage. I know it's terrible, and we don't have PA, so it's also pretty sad, I guess. But it's okay. It's fine. I'll tell you why. You don't need it. This is mainly for 4-man. If you were doing the trial, it's not going to work as good because our cases only works with 3 other people. So unfortunately, it's just strictly a 4-man healer build. But yeah, the way this works is you're going to use your ultimate, and you're going to give everyone ultimate from pillagers. You keep your resources low, and pearls will activate. Our cases, you're gonna make sure that you use a potion on the back bar. That way you get the ultimate. I know it's annoying, but once you get into the flow of it, it's pretty easy to manage. And I just try to time it when I use my ultimate as well. That's why I have the aggressive horn on the back bar here. Necrotic potency, you know, you're gonna get your ultimate so fast with that, especially in content. Like basic healing skills, along with drain. When you have nothing else you can do, all your hots are up. You want to try to drain, you get 15 ultimate every cast. You gotta try to spam combat prayer so you are under 50% resources if you want to like make use of pearls of Elfany. And yeah, like I've timed it. I can get Warhorn every 30 seconds. Once I've used it, like before the 30-second timer comes up, I'll be able to use it again. So it's a lot of horns. It's also good for on this Necro because the Colossus is, you just want lots of major vuln uptime or whatever. So yeah, no spirit mastery on the healers, because healers should not be reviving, I will say that. For this one, we do run the buy stat food, so like max health, max magicka. We don't really want too much magicka recovery, that's why you don't really want to run witch mothers. Ritual, so normally you would run Atronach, but I don't want too much magic recovery because I'm trying to get this thing to activate. So yeah, this is a more niche setup. It's a little trickier to play because if you're focusing too much on gaining ultimate or whatever, people are probably going to die. So I don't know. It's just probably for more niche scenarios, or if you just want to give everyone ultimate. It is very noticeable. You'll have group people saying like, why am I getting so much ultimate? And it's because of you. So it's a fun little build. This is just the tank. We have powerful assault, Saxiel, and Maelstrom. So like, you know, Necro tank is fairly common. I think we all know why. You get the ultimate, you run this with Sax, and you get major vulnerability and you get major force. Like, it's a no-brainer. You get the clutch res from the alt. Like, Necro tank. Very hard to die as a Necro tank as well, so winners, I feel like, maybe more so than Dragon Knight, because they just have a lot of heals. But yeah, nothing too special about the Necro tank. Atronach Mundus as well. Just want to make sure I'm showing on the Mundus stones. Traits infused with frost damage for brittle. You can either have frost damage on a tank for the ice staff or the crusher enchantment with infused. Either one is good. You can also do charge with frost damage. I think that's also viable. Not really sure which one is optimal. I like Harmony on all my tanks. You'll never run out of shit. You don't need tri-stats for tanks. Don't waste the money. You don't even need to upgrade anything to gold as a tank, but as you can see, I have done so. Because reasons. Okay, we're at the last character. This is my Necromancer. I made Necromancer once it came out for like 3 years, so this character is like my second main. Obviously, I'm very spectral. Avid Necro, he's jealous of my drip. He's that. Just know that. Just know that. Okay, so we got 2 builds on the Necro. Skull Explosion is exactly what it sounds like. We are exploding skulls, literally. So the thing I like about this is the Shattering Banners is a little more new. I highly recommend running this on your Necro for PVE. The class mastery thing that you can read there is very nice. Minor Heroism, very nice. Yeah. AoE damage for your blast phones, very nice. It takes away a skill slot too, so you don't really need to ever use it. So it's very easy to play. You're just spamming detonating siphon because we are using Corpse Buster. You do want a Venom Skull when it's 3 stacks because it does do more than a Corpse Buster Blast, just so you know. Make sure you keep your skulls up. This is about 107 or 8k on the dummy. And that's with using this set here, which is a set that absolutely does not work on the dummy. It's just mainly for content because you need to touch a Vengeful Soul in order to proc, and when I parsed, I did not touch any souls, so I was almost naked and I got 107. So Necro is very strong with Corpse Buster. You already know what it is. Velocity it just works. I don't know why light attacks are bad on Necro, but it just works. Double charge, like I'm saying, poison fire. You see the Spirit Mastery. I am a spirit. We have to have that. It just makes sense. Basic bread and butter shit. There's nothing else you really need. If you have a good healer, obviously taking out Vigor. You don't parse with Vigor. Blah blah blah. If you're doing Maelstrom or Vadistram solo content more than group content, run the other morph of this so you can have armor debuff. Why no Colossus? Because Shooting Star better. That's all I need to say. FNCC and PVE, or sorry, PvP. It's like dual 1vx. Necro has always been in a pretty poor spot when it comes to PvP. This build is very good, so if you want to have like a decent running build, I recommend you try this because I have had a lot of fun. You can also run Gerald Mountain Chief monster set. I think that would probably be the play there as opposed to this. This is more just like flavor shit because it's like a skeletal hand comes out and I'm a necromancer, so I'm just trying to do that. But we got the 2 scribing skills because a lot of the necro skills are ass, so you have to use other skills. That's the key. So this is their stun because necro has a bad stun and we get major brutality from that. Martial damage, hooray. Sundering Soul, that's our major breach because we're not running Elisus. Yeah. Pretty cheap spammable too. Camo Hunter, you know, we want the crits. We get the free crit chance and execute, so we want to also increase our crit chance on the way up and the way down. So obviously I can't run the Healing Soul. That might be the play as opposed to Resistant Flesh. I don't really like Resistant Flesh, but it is what it is. Racing Against Time, take it off if you're doing duels. Again, around 30k health, 32k health. So Essence Thief on the front bar, it's going to be nice because you're constantly going to be proccing it. You don't have to play too much of a mini game. It's very easy to run into the green circle. Rally Warcry, very easy, yeah. Like, and if you can get this to work, it does work pretty good. So that is like your clutch ultimate, whatever. So yeah, like that's all of the builds. There's 29 builds that I just went over 12 characters. I do not want to change them because obviously with subclassing, if I really want to optimize this stuff, I will have to change some stuff. Like put some better, more damaging skills in place of the shitty healing skill lines or the tanking skill lines that I'm not making use of. I might be able to get more like flavor appeasement. As you can see, I use some kind of crappier skills just to have it because it fits. so maybe there's a little more room. But yeah, I don't want to do that with all 29 of my builds. So that's why I'm making this video, so I can look back at this and be like, yeah, I made the right choice. So yeah, now I'm going to do a little flexing here. Just going to show you all the titles that I've acquired over my time playing this crazy game. I'm sure I will be back in 2026, but the game needs to cook for a good while. I think the PvP is very bad now. I feel bad for the people that are still playing it. I wish they would see the light. It's not worth it. The PVE is always pretty entertaining. The game revolves around playing with good friends and people, so try to do that. A bunch of titles. I'm just gonna flex my journal off real quick because I don't really know what else to do. Because this video I think is long enough, and I appreciate like and subscribe. Just YouTube jargon that you're used to hearing. So yeah, I'm almost at 56,000 achievement points. I think there's like 65. So, you know, I think I played enough. I think that's good enough. Still got the guild. I can't even see how many people have left because I have the streaming thing. But yeah, there's the only Human Guild. Shout out to the guild. Been playing with for 10 years, whatever, a long time. But yeah, like that's my thoughts on subclassing. I just think it's if you had less characters, I'm sure it's more up your alley. But yeah, those are just my builds in general. So now no one ever needs to message me. You can just watch this video. It shows everything that I have. Yeah, so I'm still down to help people with the build info and stuff, but as of this point, I feel like everything I know is going to be out of date with the subclassing and any future changes. I don't look on forums anymore. I don't search up YouTube stuff, so yeah, I don't know. This is like the last kind of ESO content I'll be making for probably years and years and years on the way I'm looking at it. So I appreciate the people, and the MMORPG community is crazy. That's what I say to them. I say kiss this because y'all are crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everyone sticking around or whatever, playing the game. And we'll talk to you later.